Everybody, thanks for watching. And just a quick reminder that the flash drive sale is still available. This is probably going to be the last week for the sale, but make sure you guys take advantage of the sale. I'm going to try to keep it up a little bit longer if possible. Also, so if you want the flash drive before your smartphone, it is now available. The link is in the description. Make sure you guys go and take advantage of that sale, because I know a lot of people don't have that much storage to, it's so much space, to put on your phone, and people don't want to download. I realize there's a lot of people who use their phones to go on Workable Academy to watch videos, and it's not, that much space, and a lot of people don't want to allocate most of the space in their phone to videos or what have you. So make sure you guys take advantage of that sale. Again, this is probably gonna be the final week that the flash drive comes with Never Pay Again membership. So after this week, it'll just be the flash drive for that price. So for this week, if you want to get Never Pay Again membership as well as the flash drive, you have opportunity. So make sure you guys take advantage. But yeah, everybody who asks, a lot of people who ask, so here it is. It's available now. If you have a smartphone and you want the flash drive is now available for your smartphone. Take advantage. Also, make sure you guys register at Merkable Academy before you buy. Before you buy, make sure you register at Merkable Academy first. Make sure you register. Make sure you register with whatever email you use to pay or what have you, or whatever you have in the system. Just try to make sure you register first, because it's a lot easier to update your account. If you do that, then you're not waiting for your account to be updated once you go ahead and pay. So now let's get into this video. Now, I've been doing this for over a decade. I've been online for a long time. When I first started doing this, like I said, I didn't expect so many people to watch. I really put it up there for my study group when I was in law school. But yeah, I realized that, over the years, it's so many religious people, Christians, Muslim, or what have you, that watch this channel, that subscribe to this channel, that follow me on social media. And, of course, I always say, why? What is the reason? And I understand a lot of people are real skeptical about their religion. A lot of people come to these sites and are on YouTube because they look for validation in what they believe in. And that's the thing. So one of the things I get attacked about the most is me choosing to speak more on Christianity than anything else. So Christians that say, oh, you always talk about Christianity, why don't you talk about anything else? And Muslims will be like, yeah, you're right about Christianity, but I have videos on Islam and every religion. I have a whole series on ancient religion. But it's one of the things that I talk about in many videos that you got to understand about where we at with Christianity. It's not hard to realize Christianity is the number one religion. It's the dominating religion. Everything that we see is mostly geared around Christianity. For a long time, Islam was taboo. They would look at you like you was crazy. Even think about Islam until they started locking brothers up and niggas coming out of jail Muslim all of a sudden. And it's like, we had to accept that and we had to look into it. And now the hood is full of Muslim black men, and, rocking the kufis and dressed up and, prostration marks and everything on the forehead. And it's something we had to accept because that's what was pushed and being pushed in the prison system. And that's a whole different thing. A lot of people don't understand that that was done by design to get more people into Islam because, of course, we grew up Christian. A lot of people grew up in Christian homes and everything was about Christianity. And a lot of people didn't really know about Islam. And we looked at the people who was Muslim as being weird. And I remember in elementary school having Muslim kids, and it was like, okay, elementary school was like, you look funny with that kufi on your head. Take that shit off your head. But then as we got in high school, well, in my high school, if you was Muslim, it was like, don't fuck with the Muslims because they're going to jump you. And it was just like, we began to understand that it was a unity in Islam and the way it was being taught and the power behind it. And a lot of people jumped on Islam because of that. And then, of course, when people went to prison, it was like, okay, well, I'm not a part of no group. Christians not walking around all big and bad in a tough group because that would be unchristian. But the Muslims are talking about unity and together and brotherhood and so on and so forth. And we're going to protect and fight for our shit. So if you're a part of that group, Islam, in prison, you got a support system. And no matter how big and strong you is, you ain't beating up 30 Muslims. So you can be big and strong and be all tough and stick to your ground. But if you got 30, 40 Muslims ready to attack you because you don't want to join or what have you, then it's a lot of pressure for people to join Islam and to really get into that religion. We understand this. But it's not that I don't speak a lot on Islam. It's just there is no point really. And if you're studying religion, ancient religion, just studying Christianity, Judaism, you're going to run into Islam. One, but two, it's going to be very easy for you to disprove the religion because we understand. I mean, come on, Judaism was first. We get Christianity, then all of a sudden we get Islam. Islam shares the same prophets, some of the same prophets as, Christianity and Judaism. So it's not hard to see what happened. Somebody copied. So it's like, okay, are we supposed to believe that they just now, all of a sudden, Allah waited how many hundreds of years, few thousand years to finally say, hey, I'm going to finally reveal the true religion of Islam to Muhammad now, after Christianity was established, as after Judaism and so-called paganism and Catholicism or what have you. Now I'm going to give y'all Islam because this is the true religion. And then, Muslims who study will say, well, no, Islam has always been around. And they go back and look at the worship of Hubble, which they don't know that's what it is, and the worship of these ancient gods that we see, the moon gods, and they think that that was the worship of Islam long ago when there's no proof to support that. So, but Islam is so much easier to disprove. And I talk about language and how the languages was created to correspond with different religions. Like, you had Hebrew for Judaism, English for Christianity, and of course Arabic for Islam. And then you start doing the research and you realize, hey, nobody was speaking Arabic during the life of Muhammad, during the time he's supposed to have walked. Nobody was speaking Arabic. So how was the Quran revealed to him in Arabic and then translated into Arabic when during that time nobody was speaking the language? The very first writings we see in Arabic is the Quran. We don't see no paintings in Arabic. We don't see no poetry or correspondence in Arabic before this time, which tells you that the language was created specifically for the religion. So again, got into all that when you start tracing the etymology or tracing the, let's say, the lingo of Islam back, it goes to Syriac. And then you see that the Syriac Orthodox Church, you look them up. I mean, they had the garbs on before Islam. They had the symbolism before Islam. The fourth duty of the deacons of the Syriac Orthodox Church is called Qorayo, to recite. There are reciters, which Quran means to recite. So we can see where this stuff starts to come from, Syriac. And then we look at the history and we see Abdul Malik basically forced this religion on the people, built the school, built the mosque, and forced Arabic. And it's so much we can clearly see that happened to bring about Islam. And I talked about the war between the Catholics, or Rome, I should say, Rome and the Arabs, that ended in the status quo antebellum after hundreds of years of war. And then just so happened that when that was over, we get Islam. So clearly we see who's in control of Islam and what that goes back to. So it's not so much of just talking about Christianity and leaving out Islam, because they're not talking about other religions I'm supposedly leaving out. It's just the fact that for, me giving you guys the respect and saying that, for those who are actually doing the research, it's not going to be hard for you to figure it out for yourself. It's just, we don't have to, when we're talking about Christianity, we don't have to go into Judaism. I mean, we know what that's about. Christianity includes the Old Testament. So we have to go into that, and we can basically leave out Judaism unless you want to get specifically into the Talmud and the Pentateuch or what have you, and just get into that, Judaism on its own, which is a whole different beast, but still the same things we could point to as far as, talking against the religion. So I know it's a lot of Muslims who have questions, and Islam is so strict in its belief system, and a lot of people are not allowed to question. I mean, it's like I said, you go over there to Arab nations, and the culture, the civilization is based on the religion. So it's like not hard for these people to, get into it, gravitates towards the religion because it's life, it's daily life. So I can't really knock the people who defend Islam that was born in those countries, as I talked about before. So, it's so many other religions that we don't talk about or don't really get into. This ancient religions that it's not hard for you to really figure out what happened with those. But we know three main religions that people follow: Judaism, Christianity, Islam. That's what we talk about because the majority of the people follow those beliefs. Christianity is just the main one, and it's what we grew up with, most of us, and it's the dominating religion. And Jesus is talked about all the time. Thank you, Jesus. We see crosses on so many people, and it's the religion that's condemning us to hell. At least with Islam, the Muslims believe everybody's going to hell. You're all going to spend some time in hell, all of us. So at least they believe that no matter what. But with Christianity, for them to be like, if you don't believe in this, you're going to hell. And you're sinning, and everything that you do is a sin, when it's the same for them. So it's just so many moral holes, hilarious holes. That's funny. But you understand, it's hilarious things that I post, memes I post on Instagram, that it just points out so much funny shit with Christianity. I mean, it's just hilarious. Talking snakes and donkeys. I mean, come on. It's just a lot of stuff, a lot of fun, funny stuff to poke at with Christianity, a lot of holes in the stories, a lot of problems that we could just really point to and say, really? Really? Y'all believe this shit? Y'all really want us to believe that this man walked on water, turned water into wine, and raised the dead, but couldn't save himself from 2 pieces of wood? Yeah, it's tough to believe that, and believe that dude survived 3 days and a big fish, and the magical powers of Elijah and Elisha and Samson, and it's come on. So we can talk about that more because it's not hard to like really decipher that code, because the Bible is a code. It's coded. It's a lot to take in, but it's just, again, the Bible is one of the greatest books ever written. It just is. This is one of the most amazing books I ever touched, and a lot of people don't get it. It's just, you spend time with the book and you read, it's going to blow your mind when you start on the research. And that's where I confuse a lot of Christians, because I talk so highly of the book, but then I also bash the book, because that's what you're supposed to do. On the surface, the way they teach in the book is not the way you're supposed to follow it. You're supposed to really read the book and break it down. Once you do that, I mean, it just reveals itself in so many aspects of history, and just the esoteric teachings, the occult teachings that's out there. It's in the book, and it's like, okay, the book's supposed to be so old to really harp on, well, a lot of stuff that we think is new, but it's not. But to really bring home a lot of occult points and esoteric points that we see in stories in the Bible, it's amazing. So it's not so much about me bashing Christianity only. I know people just got a problem when we talk about anything. Uh, it's just that, like I said, Christianity is just the one that we get hit with the most, and the one that most people follow. The one I get the most questions about is always Christianity. Having a lot of friends and family that's still Christian, and people who choose not to let go to religion. And that's the case for a lot of us. I talked about this before. A lot of you have boyfriends and wives and family members who cuss y'all out because y'all conscious, who laugh at y'all because y'all conscious, who try to disown y'all because y'all consciousness. I lost friends because of, the consciousness I chose, to follow, to have. And, it's when they start seeing the success, then people look at you differently, because it's all about money. It goes back to money and so much shit. But when people start seeing you do things with your consciousness, and make a difference with your consciousness, and do big things, then they get a lot more skeptical, and they look at you differently, and they want to ask questions. So the advice I gave to a lot of you guys is, don't let them outshine you. Don't let them outdo you. Kill them with success. Plain and simple. These people who got these questions and want to antagonize you and condemn you to hell for being conscious, you kill these people with success. Because don't let these people outshine you and then say blessings. It's blessings. I'm blessed and God blessed me. That's why I have what I have. And I'm doing better than you because of the Lord. No, and that's bullshit. You don't let them outshine you. Stay successful. If you're conscious, you should be successful. You should be doing something. Stop bullshitting with it. As I said, it's just, I can't make that connection enough to knowledge and success and power and everything is right there. The more you know, the more you grow. It just changes your consciousness, having the information, the knowledge, having it. It changes you. So what a lot of people don't realize is, when you watching my videos or anybody videos that's esoteric, that's knowledge, it changes you, especially when it resonates deeply, which I heard that from a lot of people hit me up about it. It changes you. So when it changes you, it changes the way you make choices and decisions. So those choices you make and decisions are going to be based on your consciousness and how you perceive things. So you start perceiving things differently because of your consciousness and the things that you work on, you dwell on, the things that you choose to lend your time to. It's going to change the way you move and act and react to this world and just react to the things that's out there, because now you're conscious and you have the knowledge of how you should be moving, because your consciousness is going to let you see the traps and the bullshit. So do that, learn as much as possible, get that knowledge and information, and watch how it changes you. And then it's going to, seep into other parts of your life, make you more successful. And then when the people around you start to see that, they look at you differently. Then they got questions. They want to ask you stuff. That's what it's about. I talk about this all the time, how a lot of people, they look at these celebrities, these rappers, what have you, and they see these rich and famous thanking Jesus. And that sways so many people. And people get all fucking emotional and crying about the Lord and Jesus, the boo-hoo and all this and that, because they made this connection with this biblical character and their wants and desires, and it becomes emotional. And then they see these celebrities reach the pinnacle of success and everything that they want and give it to God. And they think, hey, well, that's the way to go. I better be thanking Jesus and giving lip service and bullshit and lying, and then I'll get what I want like them, or, what have you. So it's a lot of reasons why I talk about Christianity, because it's just so much seeped into our everyday life, and we are immersed in it. And it's just a bunch of bullshit that we see that I don't want people falling victim to, because of, the lie. Like the way they, it's just, come on, man. The way they big up Christianity as if it's this everything, when it's bullshit. The promises are not fulfilled. The Bible is telling you clear as day, you pray for this stuff, you'll get it. And you don't. The people, I talked about this the other day. You had in Texas, Carolina, Florida, Nigeria, Jamaica, you had people shot and killed in churches in all those places and other places as well. So, we're like, if you can't get God's protection in church by praising his name, the fuck is the point? Oh, God blessed me and gave me this car. God blessed me and gave me a job. But God he took the time to give you a fucking car, but he didn't take the time to get somebody to stop this woman from running into school and shooting these babies, killing these kids. He didn't take the time to stop and save these people, these kids from drowning and all kinds of crazy shit that's happening. But he took the time to get you a job. You lying, sinning ass. So, yeah. It's so much. So again, when you have people give that much time and attention to something that you know is bullshit, you're going to speak on it, especially when they're trying to condemn you for not believing in it. So yeah, for those of you Christians, Muslims, what have you, who come to this channel, who come to my Instagram for whatever reason, talk your shit, you need to know, you need to understand, like, it's not about just having this notion or dedicating my life to condemning Christianity and talking shit. It's deeper than that. And if you took the time to understand what we really talk about as conscious people, you would understand, especially if you're Black, how it benefits you. We're doing this for us. We're doing this for truth. You know, the color shit don't matter. Truth does. But it's like, yo, if you black, what the fuck? I don't understand y'all. Like, we got this teaching. They taught us this shit during slavery. Now I know y'all gonna go and say, well, no, Ethiopian Bible. No. The Ethiopian Bible is not the oldest Bible, it's not the first Bible. It was copied from a Greek manuscript that was given to the Ethiopians by Abagaram, a Byzantine royal, white man. He's on the cover of the book. Pay attention to who runs that church over there, the Abagaram Monastery in Ethiopia. It's white folks. So pay attention to who's behind these people. And you want to take it back to Africa, but you got to think about where it came from before that. The Greeks, white people. So it's not that we had it before that. Of course, yeah, they taught us Christianity in the Bible before slavery, but that was to infiltrate. So again, you got to understand, even if you want to discount all that history, where's the promise of the Bible fulfilled for the slaves? So if they was teaching us that, hey, Jesus saves, and this is the way to go, or what have you, the way the Bible is taught today, where was the power? Where was Jesus? When they raping and killing us and hanging us and burning us alive, where the fuck was Jesus? But he got you a car today. Come on. So yeah, it's a lot I can get into. So it's just, y'all gotta stop bullshitting and understand, we're not trying to make y'all look stupid, or we're not just talking about this stuff to be funny. This is serious shit. This is our life, our history. Like, we got to put the truth out there because it benefits us. And then how can you be a black Christian and then you're talking about racism? You're talking about, oh, the white man this and the white man that, but you're a black Christian. That's just fucking stupid. And you don't even understand how. I mean, it just goes against everything you're trying to say. Like, you might as well sit there and agree with everything that's happening. Because if you're a Christian and you agree with this government and what it's doing, stop complaining about the government and your wages or what have you. If you're a Christian, because the Bible tells you to obey them and God put them in power, and what they're doing is what God wants. The laws, that's what God put in place, what he wants. But y'all talking against it. Now, y'all don't know what y'all doing because y'all don't read the fucking book. So it's tons of reasons why I get into Christianity, because the hold it has on our people is ridiculous. And it's just a stupid hold because you motherfuckers not following the book. You're not living a Christian life according to what the Bible says is right before God. And you know you're not. So when you come to the comment section or to my Instagram or what have you, talking that bullshit, I respond in kind sometimes because it's just funny to me. I'm like, damn, y'all. Like, come on. Y'all know damn well y'all not following this shit. Why come here and talk this holy shit when you know you about to go do some sinful shit, right after? So yeah, quick shout out to James and Ben, Rachel and Helen. These are Muslim and Christians who hit me up a lot. We talk, and these are people who actually converted, based off my information. I said I would shout them out because it just don't happen enough. A lot of people say, oh, why you don't debate? Because if the debate is not going to end with the person converting, there's no point. And it's like, okay, if I'm talking to a fucking wall, there's no point. Because 1 + 1 is 2. You're not going to keep telling me it's 7. It's 2. It's common sense. There's no point talking to a lot of these people. But you do get some people sometimes who is like so, normal, in touch with reality, that it's like, damn, like, I've been deceived. That's what you should be getting upset about. You've been tricked. You've been fooled. And the reason why you want to hang on, most Christians want to hang on to the religion, is because they're scared. But then you get some people who say, this is some bullshit. What you said makes sense. I did my own research, and here I am. And these are the people who did that. So yeah, big up to you guys. But yeah, I want to thank everybody who took the time to watch, and everybody who's been supporting and grabbing the flash drive. I appreciate the support on that. Again, all you guys hit me up about iOS and Android phones, flash drives for your phones. It's now available. Go ahead, link in the description. Grab those. Make sure you guys register first. Grab those. flash drops. Again, it's going to probably be the last week you can get both for that price. So take advantage this week, but also understand it's a flash drive that you can use for your computer as well as for your phone. So you have both options. If you want to put it in your laptop, you can put it in your laptop. You want to put it in your phone, you can put it in your phone. You have both options. So yeah, take advantage of that sale. And yeah, I appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys next video.